Marvel Cosmic Invasion takes us back to a time when games were simple. The good old times when Streets of Rage, Double Dragon, and Captain Commando ruled. And that's not surprising since .emu, or .temu, the people behind Streets of Rage 4, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, and TMNT Shredder's Revenge are the ones who developed this one. Marvel Cosmic Invasion is a straightforward beat-em-up that gets the basics right. Let's dive into it. The game follows a story loosely based on the Marvel comic story arc, Annihilation. A tyrannical villain named Annihilus is using his Annihilation Wave to conquer the universe. It's up to our heroes to travel the world, thwarting Annihilus' schemes at every step of the way. The story is probably the weakest link in this game, not because it's bad, but because it's bare minimum. We have a main villain with their dastardly plans, and we have to go through several quote-unquote lesser villains to deal with before we eventually tussle with the big bad. It doesn't go too deep into the lore explaining why Annihilus wants to take over the world. Maybe it's because his parents named him Annihilus, I don't know. But with a game like this, that's not necessarily a bad thing. If we're trying to emulate the old school vibes, we never really needed grand complex story to give us an excuse to punch bad guys. However, we could have at least had more character interactions. Maybe some dialogue here and there that gives us a look at where this universe's Spider-Man's life is at, or what this universe's Tony and Cap's relationship is like. It also would have been a great chance to endear the audience to the lesser known heroes in the roster by giving them proper intros or fleshing them out a little bit more. Heck, even the lesser known villains that appear here could have been given some introductions for the less comic savvy. Again, a game like this doesn't need to have a lot of story, but it would have been nice to have.
Shock it off!
The gameplay is classic beat 'em up. If you've played a beat 'em up before, you'd know how to play this game. And if you haven't, you can learn in like 2 minutes or something. It's a side scroller where enemies appear and you punch the living daylights out of them. Outside of the basics, you can perform special techniques, dash, block, dodge, and execute super moves to deal more damage or take care of multiple enemies. Each of the 15 playable characters has their own moveset and special abilities, along with other mobility options like flying. For example, Nova and Iron Man can fly and deal with flying enemies much more easily compared to Spider-Man or Black Panther, who are grounded. Complementing this and further adding variety to the gameplay is its tag system. During character selection, you choose 2 characters to play. While playing, you can press the tag button to swap to the second character. This opens up more combo possibilities and character synergies. For example, like we said earlier, flying characters can deal with flying enemies better, so you can pair your grounded character with a flying one to compensate. The variety can also add to the replayability if you want to try out different characters in different combinations. While the character diversity can spice things up, the stages are fairly samey. Sure, they have a variety of enemies and unique themed hazards and utilities depending on the stage, but it doesn't really bring much to the table. Towards the end of the campaign, you probably have seen all of the different enemy types, so that also contributes to the sameness of the gameplay. The character progression is also a little lackluster. You gain points for finishing a stage, and when you gain enough, you're awarded with stat upgrades and passives, which is all well and good, but I don't really feel the effect of these upgrades on my gameplay. If it was a little too hard to add new abilities, maybe being a little more creative and like adding an extra combo hit to your attacks or adding an extra effect to your already existing special abilities or supers would be nice. I think most of the fun of this game would be for people who want a game to play with their friends. The game offers couch co-op, online co-op, as well as game share for those who are on the Switch too. Game share will allow you to play with other friends on the Switch even though they don't have the game themselves. Visually, the game looks amazing. They really capture those good old beat 'em ups with a retro style. The character designs are recognizable, yet you can tell they put their own spin on these beloved heroes. The effects for the attacks and skills look vibrant and impressive, effectively communicating how cool these abilities are. Phoenix's super is probably my personal favorite. The story artwork is also impressive, providing a break from the action as well as helping visually communicate the story despite the game's limitations. Also, that opening sequence, it's pretty damn cool. While the stellar music and good sound effect mixing are notable highlights of the audio design, some of the voice line mixing can put players off. The character's a little bit chatty, and some players may not like that if they talk all over the hustle and bustle of the battlefield. While Marvel Cosmic Invasion has its flaws, overall we had a fun time playing with it. It gets a lot of the basics of a beat 'em up right. It has a great lineup of characters, all with unique abilities. Beating up the mobs feel good. It's also accompanied by good audio and visuals. The story is bare minimum, and there are some ways they can improve on the gameplay to make it even better, but it's a good enough game, especially if you want to get it as a game to hang out and play co-op with friends. For the price of 30 USD, it doesn't offer a lot of replayability, and its campaign is a little on the shorter side, but there's still enough there to enjoy for you and your friends, especially if you're Marvel fans. All that said, we're giving Marvel Cosmic Invasion a 76. What about you? What do you think of Marvel Cosmic Invasion? Will you be picking it up? Who among the roster of heroes is your favorite? Tell us in the comments below. Thanks for watching, like if you liked, subscribe for more video game reviews and video game related content. This has been Game8, and we'll see you next time.